Good morning. Today we are continuing with those percentages, and we are going to be using what we've learned about fractions and decimals and percentages and the converting of them. So we are doing PO31. It is a power standard because we're using all that knowledge we've learned about percentages. What is the one key thing we need to remember about the percent? What is our magic number, Matthew?
Zero?
No. Melina. 100%. Centa means hundred. So we need to remember that is our magic number. 100 for our denominator and the fraction. The hundredth spot with our decimal. Okay, that 100 is the magic number. So in this objective, we are going to be ordering the values written as fractions, decimals, and percentages. It is more practice with that conversion, but we wouldn't do it if it weren't important. We will find these kind of things on the math test. We need to know how to convert between fractions and decimals and percentages. So we have to be able to do that. So we get lots of practice doing that. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be ordering from least to greatest. Well, look, our numbers are in all different formats. If we're going to compare numbers, what do you think we have to do, Bennett? Well, if we're going to do fractions, we need that bottom to be 100. But if we have percentages and decimals and fractions all mixed together, is it easy to compare them? No, it's not so easy when they're in different formats. So the easiest way to do it is to convert them all to a percentage. So if it's already a percentage, you don't have to convert it. But if it's a decimal or a fraction, we want to turn them into the percents. We've already learned how to convert fractions and decimals to percents. So we want to change them all to a percentage. We're going to figure out what's the smallest percent up to the greatest percent. And then we're going to write them in order with their original value. So let's see what that looks like. 28%, do I need to convert it? No, it's already a percentage. 3/10.
Yes.
What would I convert that to, Aiden? 30%. So I'm just going to write 30% right underneath it. 71/100. What does that convert to, Riziki? 71%. So I'm writing it just right underneath it. And 40%. Do I have to convert that? No, it's already percent. Now they are all percents. I can easily write what the smallest percentage is and what the greatest is. But remember, it said original value. So if I look at this, what is my smallest value? Riziki. 28%. So I would write that first. What is my next smallest value, Bennett? 3/10. I like how you said it as the original value because that's what we have to write. We're not going to write 30%. That's what we converted it to so we can compare. We have to write the original value, the one that was typed out on the paper. What's next? Amelia? 40%. And what is our last value we're going to write? Isabel? 71/100. So this is what your final answer should look like. You're going to do the work converting fractions and decimals to the percentage so we can compare. So just small underneath that value, you're going to convert it to the percentage. I kept it right underneath so I could see what the original value was that I want to put in when I put them in order. Bennett. You could go to fractions. For me, it was easier to convert to percentages. But if you want to convert them all to a fraction or you want to convert them all to a decimal, it doesn't matter because in the end, you're giving me the original values. So whichever way is easier for you to convert to, do that. You just want to make sure that you use the same format so you can compare them with each other. So any way you want to go, fractions, decimals, percentages. Like I said, for me, My brain just said, oh, percents. Let's change them all to a percent. Not everybody thinks the same way I do. Do what works for you. But your answer has to be in the original value. So that's why whatever you're changing, write it right underneath what was typed so you know what the original value is that you're going to put in order. Did that part make sense? Okay. So that's our first part of today's work. Let's look at what else we have to do. Down here it says write a decimal between 28% and 3/10. What do you think we're going to need to do to the 28% and 3/10 if we need to write a decimal that goes in between them? What should we do, Jillian?
Convert the 3/10 into percentage, so it's 30%, and then it would be 20.
So you're right about the converting. What would be the even easier thing to convert them to? Taya? Decimal. So if we convert both of these to decimals, we know 28% is 2800, 3/10, 3/10. You can find a decimal that falls in between 28 and 30. Right? So we know 3/10 is the same as 30/100. So write the decimal that's in between them. Then it says write a fraction between 45% and 43/100. What do you think we want to convert those into, Nolan? Fractions. And then write a fraction that comes in between those two. On the bottom, it's review time. Write the other two forms of each value, and this is key. If it is a fraction, you are going to write it in its simplest form. Simplify, simplify, simplify. So we know how to convert between our three, fraction, decimal, percentage. Just practice doing it. Converting between the three. Making sure that when you're looking at your fraction, did I simplify as low as I can go? What is our magic denominator? It automatically goes to, Nora? 100, and then simplify it down. So 9/20, what do we need to convert that denominator to in order to convert it? Isabel? 100. What did I multiply that 20 by to get to 100? 5. So what do I need to multiply my 9 by? 5. So when you're doing these fraction ones, you're going to want to convert it to 100 so you can easily do the decimal and the percentage. Okay? How are we feeling about this? Show me your thumbs. Okay, some of us were a little shaky or sideways. I will be over at the side table if you want to come check with me, if you want to work with me. If you are at home watching this, we hope you are well, and we hope to see you soon, and we hope that you have a wonderful day.